Okay, day 3 of the Romford Film Festival, celebrating 10 glorious years of the Romford Film Festival. Now we're here to talk about the feature film Diamond Dogs. Do me a favour and let's go down the line and tell us what you did on this project, who you are and what you did.
Yeah, my name's Andy Blithe, producer, editor, did lots of crew roles within this, locations, yeah, quite a lot.
And you play Rick.
Oh, I play Rick, yeah, I did say I was in it, yeah, sorry, yeah, play Rick.
Kris Smith, writer and director of Diamond Dogs.
Nick Elliott, I was born Canterbury, man.
So first of all, independent filmmaking at the best of times is really, really hard, and it's amazing to see your feature up there today, and you've got to that point. A lot of films don't get to that point. A lot of films along the way just fall. This one got on the screen today. We saw the finished project. What made you guys want to be filmmakers, and why would you do that to yourselves?
Go on, Kris.
For me, it's just storytelling. Just love telling stories. I've always wanted to do that as a very young age, tell something from A to B. And instead of acting, I just really wanted to be a storyteller and just make films that way, really. I knew that was the right way to go for me. Just made sense, really.
Yeah, for me, I started off doing a bit of acting, and I thought, I'm not getting any roles. I'm going to try and make my own stuff. And me and Kris got together. We've done a couple of 2 or 3 features now together, and it's a case of no one's going to bring it to you. You've just got to get off your arse, and you've got to basically put the work in. It's as simple as that. You have got to put the work in, and it's a lot of work. Yeah.
And from an acting standpoint?
Well, it was my first lead role, really. It was a bit of an introduction to film, although a lot of my background is very, very deeply involved in film. And I just loved it, man. It was just a blast. Kris came to me and gave me the offer to do a lead role. And I thought, yeah, you know, let's have a bit of this. I could do a James Bond gig, no worries. I'm still waiting for the call.
And in terms of this feature, in terms of this film, what was the initial conception point? What made you want to tell this story, and a little bit about the production as well, getting it going?
It came about really from these two. These guys made a YouTube show that's called To Go Mad in Norfolk, which is about these guys travelling around parts of Norfolk, as you may have guessed. And I came on board as a camera guy, and I loved the dynamic between these two, and I really wanted to write something. Always wanted to do a heist film, basically. And obviously there's obviously loads of British caper heist movies, but I just wanted to do something with a bit more twang, with a bit more between the characters, and you know, a bit of development from them rather than the heist, really. Yeah. So for me, that's where it came about. And production started off when we filmed over in Devon for a short bit, and it was just a small scene between these two talking about the heist. And we didn't think anything of it. It was just going to be that piece, and then it became a snowball rolling down the hill. Basically, it just got bigger and bigger as it went on.
So I was going to say that how different from the very initial sort of script idea is this movie, the final project? Because things do change as you go. So how different is it?
Probably, yeah, quite different, really, based on locations and what we can work with that way. There are. Obviously, I feel like there's locations you need to work with and work with your expectations and reality and things like that, what works with the joke. And we wrote it as we went along. It was kind of an experiment as we did. We wrote the first half, we filmed it without knowing what the Act 2 and Act 3 was, really. So it was kind of a weird style. We didn't do it the way we should have done it, but it kind of was a spontaneous moment to begin with, really. So it was quite different from paper to screen, but quite pleased with the execution, really. But.
And in terms of our actor here, and yourself as well, because you acted in it, how freeing is that for you to sort of bring your own stance on the character, to sort of run with it? How freeing was that, and what was the collaboration process like?
Well, obviously, like Kris said, me and Nick have done To Go Mad, and we're very different characters.
Yeah.
He's very slow, I'm very quick, and we've always got this dynamic going, and we've just wanted to bring that into the film itself. Obviously, Nick's very flamboyant. I'm very sort of plain guy, and it was just to work off each other. And because I was involved in the production as well, obviously there was some collaboration there with Kris. I'm used to the filmmaking, what's possible, what's not possible, so we were able to talk about that and collaborate on that. And then Nick brings the glamour.
Yourself, what was it like for you collaborating and get to just bring your all to it?
Well, I didn't act, man. I was just me. that's me.
I kind of get that feeling when
That's
I
who
watch
I
it.
am. But yeah, it was rock and roll. It was a giggle, and as Andy said, we got a very special chemistry, and the thing really works. We'd done a lot of Two Go Mad together, which is a concept that I kind of created some years back, and I'd been looking for the right guy in the first place to do the show, and it was just the juxtaposition between me and Andy. As he said, we're very, very different, and he's not funny, I am.
And Two Go Mad was my idea and not his.
I think we're going to end up with a fight here.
Yeah.
But with that, there are always challenges with filmmaking. Can anybody remember a specific challenge that you came up against during the production that you thought you weren't going to get that scene or get that moment, but the creative way you got around it made the film better?
Shall I do this?
Yeah, you go on.
Okay, so obviously it was a diamond heist, and when the idea came, Kris was, we're not going to be able to get, show the actual diamond heist or any sort of location like that, so it might be a bit of a, what were you saying, Tarantino moment where you don't actually show the heist, but you show the before and the after. Fortunately, I had a contact at Barclays Bank, or the old Barclays Bank in Norwich. I used to work with a guy, and I knew he'd got like storage underneath the bank there, which actually stored gold apparently during the Second World War. And I spoke to Kevin. I said, "Look, Kevin, we want to do this film. Can you help us out with the location?" And he helped us out with the location for absolutely nothing. So we were very, very lucky. Obviously, you cheat things in terms of the vaults and things, but just to get that location underneath and be able to get some of those scenes was amazing, really, for nothing.
And when you have moments like that, again, working at this kind of level, like how important is that to filmmakers and to creators that people are willing to give you these spaces?
It's massive. I mean, we're just doing a film at the moment, and if you can get good locations and you can get lots of extras in your film, you can make your film look so much better on screen. Because if you haven't got the extras and you haven't got the locations, it just looks like some cheap thing.
Yeah. What is everyone, when you see it up there on the screen, every creative and every director, every actor can tell me what is wrong with their movie when they see it, especially on a massive screen like that. I like to focus on positives. What is the thing you're most proud of when you watch this movie today? And want something from each of you.
Do you want to go first?
No, I'm going to let Nick go first. Go, Nick.
Well, I think for me it was basically being allowed to be myself and just to play out me, Nick Elliott. That was the thing that I'm most proud of, and which is down to these two guys. There was an element of acting in it, but I'm dyslexic, so I struggle a little bit with reading and stuff like that, But it was just help the disabled, really, was how I got the opportunity.
I think it was just the idea of making a heist film for me. It was a bucket list thing. I've always wanted to do something like that. I do like the music choices that we used. We use a system called Motion Array, which helps you with sample songs, and I was really pleased with what Andy's put in to the edit. So, very pleased with that.
I mean, I can see things wrong with the film, but I think that's good to see things wrong with the film, because I always think you have to treat anything like childhood. You have to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't get better. So there are things that I've learned tonight that I'm going to make sure we don't do in the next film. But in terms of positive, it's just get finished, just getting the project finished. Yeah. It's probably from that being first film to finished and on one of the streaming platforms was 14 months, which is not bad for an independent film that's got a budget of £1,000 maybe,
Yeah.
£1,500. We didn't really have a budget, that's just pay for props and that sort of thing, so just getting it finished really.
So how does one go to Rome and shoot on that kind of budget?
Well, that's where I was in Rome working with Nick. Nick's a photographer, so he was doing some work out there, and I was out with Nick, and we were doing something else, and I thought, right, I've got an idea for shooting my scene, because obviously the scene in Italy, I shot myself.
Yeah.
But just make use of the locations, make use of the time. So I've done that before, where I've shot stuff in different countries just because I'm there travelling. I think, I'll do a little scene there while I'm there. So it's not the case if you do it specifically, you make use of that and think laterally in terms of where this might be of use in a future film.
And was there ever any moment in the production or in the edit or in the pre-production that you thought, what are we doing? We're not going to get this done. This is crazy. What have we got ourselves in for?
Every day for me, basically. Yeah, just the stress and pressure of getting everything all sorted in the time. Really, time is not your friend, and I think there's been times where we've been overrun and things ran over to midnight and people getting tired and things like that. But yeah, it's just got to plow through it really.
Yeah, I think you always have doubts, but that's good to have doubts, especially when you come to the edit. You start to do the first cut and you think, oh my God, what am I going to do here?
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to work around it. I mean, and filmmaking is about overcoming problems. Most of the time, it goes through 3 transitions, doesn't it? Films from, the script to the shooting and to the final edit. You've just got to plow through it and get a finished product. It's never going to be perfect, but you just want to make sure that the next project is better than the previous one. That's all you can do, I think.
And with that, was there ever a moment where you thought, holy shit, we're going to do this?
Oh, I always know it's going to be done. I always know it's going to be done. Definitely. I'm with our previous film with Kris, I gave him this idea for our previous film, and he said, God, that's ambitious. And I thought, yeah, it's ambitious, but we'll do it. And we're in that process at the moment, and you've just got to believe and put the work in. If you put the work in and put the effort in, sometimes I'm doing 6-7 hours over a 6-week period, just on pre-production. But you just got to put the work in. No one's going to do it for you.
So what's next for you guys and for Diamond Dogs? An obvious question is, do we get another one? Or we're going on to streaming? Are we pushing out there a bit further? What is next for this movie?
For this movie?
This movie and these characters, let's see.
I think you wanted it to be the one, didn't you?
It's a solo standalone film, basically. Even though it ends on a sort of open ending, it's meant to be for interpretation, really. But the rule was it was just its own thing. We do tend to make sequels, me and Andy, for example, together. But with this one, I didn't particularly want to do. I just wanted it its own solo thing. We did make a prequel to Diamond Dogs, which is called Nowhere Man. It's on YouTube. It's just literally the first. It's like a prologue to Diamond Dogs. Literally, it ends where Diamond Dogs starts, basically. So, which is available on YouTube, and that's kind of what we did with it. And that was basically we also had a family who made a fan film for Diamond Dogs. Literally, again, it should be coming out soon online. But these guys who were in the prison scene literally made a sole film solely around Diamond Dogs, which is just mind blowing. We didn't ask them to do it, or they just did it at their own way. So, but other than that, that's kind of other than streaming, there's not much for Diamond Dogs really. But we're working on another feature. Still been shooting something at the moment called Delta Protocol, which is a lot more darker, a lot more serious, but it's a sequel to a film that we've made before in the past. So we've just finished shooting about 70% of the film and should be coming back to it around August to finish it off, basically.
And you think that was ambitious, but Delta Protocol's far more ambitious. There's already 130 people in the film, and we're only 70% shot, and it's, again, a no-budget film pretty much. It's the follow-on to the previous film that we showed here last year, which was Buying Time.
What kind of reactions do you get when people see this? Obviously, it's on streaming, so you'll probably get reviews from reviewers and stuff like that. And you see it with audiences, you've got friends and family watching it. What kind of reactions do you get, and what have been some of your favourites? And something from each of you.
I don't know. It's just you get people. I had somebody, for example, contact me from Athens probably only a few days ago. Said, I've been seeing some of your stuff. Saw Diamond Dogs. I loved it. I watched it last time. I loved it. It's just nice when you get strangers say things.
Yeah.
I mean, you get bad things said, but I don't care. You know.
We don't listen to them.
Well, the thing is, I look at it. You know, it doesn't matter that if you get bad things said, it doesn't matter. At least they've watched it. It's when people watch it for 10 minutes, then they give you a bad review. That's unfair. But when they watch the whole thing, give you a bad review, that's fine. You know, it's all down to interpretation and what people want. But you just want people to see it. And those that perhaps give bad reviews, before they give bad reviews, they want to try and make their own films first. Yeah, because until you've walked in those shoes, you don't know how hard it is. And it's, I mean, I was in my previous life, I was a police officer in the forces, and I've had to bring every skill set in there to be able to help produce and coordinate and all the rest of it. And it's helped, don't get me wrong, but it's tough. It's tough. You have to be resilient.
I was just going to say, with the bits with the reactions, basically from any type of gag or joke, basically, as soon as if someone makes an odd remark or something to a joke where hopefully things lands and someone actually reacts to it, there's a giggle or a laugh, to me that's like the best part of it. Obviously sometimes it could just land and miss people completely and didn't get the joke, or didn't hear, or just didn't think it was funny, or which is fine. And some people have said this first half is slower or very slow, which I can understand. It takes a while to sort of build up to what it needs to get to, but that's the common sort of criticism, and the common thing is that they'll say the odd joke, oh, I like that bit with the joke, and then to me and my co-writer Joe would go, okay, we did something there where someone's reacted to it. But yeah.
Well, I don't think really I've seen that many bad reviews, to be honest. But the bottom line is you can't please everybody all the time, and you never will be able to. Somebody said no to the Beatles.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
I'm going to send it out to the audience. Do we have any questions out there? I think Peter. Just throw your hands up. I think we've got a hand there already in like the third row.
Wow. See, that's nice. Even that's nice. Someone asks you a question.
I've asked you loads.
No, but I mean, someone independent asks you a question. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Hi there. Great film, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, one by one, if you could remake any classic film, and all but one character are puppets, which one would you pick and why?
Oh my God.
So organic.
One character, all but one puppet. I'd probably go with the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Which character's the human?
Which character's human? All but one are human, did you say?
All but one are puppets.
All but one are puppets.
A puppet.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to. Oh, Clint would obviously have to be human, wouldn't he? Yeah, that's a no-brainer, really.
I'd quite like to see a remake of Alien, 1979. Do it something like that, maybe. But yeah.
Get Carter or Butch Cassidy?
That was a stellar question, by the way. Anyone else got their hands up?
That was a low baller question.
He's been sat in some of my Q&As and stole that question.
Has he?
Any more hands up, please?
I'm going to ask the desert island question. So you get stranded on a desert island and you have to watch one film only until the end of time. Which one are you going to choose?
Shawshank Redemption for me.
Oh, yes.
Today I'm saying Kelly's Heroes, Clint Eastwood film in the war. I love that film. But yeah.
Probably Braveheart or Jaws.
Jaws is a terrible one for a desert island. You never go anywhere near the water.
You ain't going to swim off the island, are you?
Yeah, but you also don't want nightmares of 1,000 angry jocks coming at you.
No, that's, yeah.
There's nowhere to run, is there?
It's a bigger threat, man. Bigger threat.
There was another one behind you there, Peter.
Yeah, I promise not to steal any more of your questions, Kevin. That was his favourite low ball. No, I just wanted to ask, there's an awful lot going on in that film and an awful lot of locations. Just really wanted to ask how many shooting days you had to get through all of that.
I would guess. I mean, we tend to do shooting bits and work it around. I live in Devon, Okay, so what happens is some of the film was shot in Devon when they came down, but most of our films have been shot in Norfolk because I used to live in Norfolk, and obviously Kris lives there. So what happens is I come up from Devon in my motorhome, well I say motorhome, and basically I sleep on the streets generally for about 2 weeks while we're filming. I'm surrounded by equipment in my van, yeah, so I have to sleep in the van, make sure no one nicks my equipment. So it's very much a dedication in terms of that. Probably, if I was to estimate 10-hour days, I would say 10, 14 days.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, I'm going to end with, if money was absolutely no object, is there an idea or a screenplay or a film that you guys would love to make if money was no object? Is there a passion project out there?
There's not a passion project necessarily for me. I think it'd just be nice to have a bit of money and be able to, be able to afford. But if we had a bit of money, we're actually looking at a Viking film next year.
Oh, nice.
Aren't we?
Yeah. But if money was no option, I would love to do some sort of period piece, something that required uniform and locations, everything like that, to make something look totally different. Probably go towards something like that, really.
I suppose it's a little bit different for yourself, but if there was a passion project you could play the lead in?
He'd spend all the money on the clothes anyway.
It's very wounding.
Wounding.
No, it would be film noir, without a doubt, because it has influenced, my parents very much, the history is film, and I was inspired very much by the film noir style. So the Philip Marlowe, preferably with Mitchum, and that's what I would do, without a doubt.
That's brilliant, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, I'm going to end that there, but first of all, thank you so much for submitting the movie to us. Thank you for letting us show it up on our screen today, but most of all, thank you for being here to do this. And can we get a round of applause, please?